Alrighty guys, hey there, sorry I'm a little bit late. I was just talking to my parents for a minute, got a little sidetracked. Kickback Man, Can, Mandan, Penguin, M. Nazareth, City, Get Room You 2, Penguin, what's up guys? Happy birthday, thank you so much. And thank you for the 10 bits, Get a Room. B-Day 10. Happy birthday for yesterday, thank you. Bash, what's up? Alright, so... Hey, Video Game Geek, hey man.
Alright!
Happy B-Day, thank you. And, Get a Room You 2, thank you for the 3-month resub. Happy birthday, thank you so much. Can, 25 bits, feels birthday, man, thank you. Cartoon Leaf, hello, how are you? Birthday should be happy for you, thank you. Let's do this. Pete, thank you very much. Did you have a good day? I did have a pretty good day. It was kind of uneventful, but that's usually kind of what I like. It was really nice. Michelle, thank you so much. And yeah, so let's hop into this. What we're doing, if you don't know, and Traffic Cone with the 80 bits, the birthday cupcake, thank you so much. Gonna have a glass full of cupcakes, that'd be pretty cool. Here's some cheese, that works too. Thank you. So if you don't know, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking back through most of our old maps, and I prepared them in the sense that some of them were, outdated, like, that they hadn't been loaded since a very long time ago, so I had to go back in and kind of bring them through the versions. But now that that's done, we can hop in here and start looking through these. And I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So some of these you guys have probably never seen. We're going to go, I think, probably about 6 or 7 maps here we're going to look through. And we're going to start with... my very first map ever. I didn't actually think I had this anymore, to be honest with you guys. I thought I had gotten rid of this map, and I luckily found it in one of my other folders. So, if you guys ever doubt that everyone starts a total noob, this should clear those doubts pretty good. Because you see where I am now, and this is where I was when I first started. It's only 6 hours into the save, and that's because I lost and gave up. I actually died and continued to die over and over to the point where I gave up and started a new save. And you're gonna see some pretty questionable designs here. So we're gonna hop in here, and you better prepare yourselves. Dude, Video Game Geek, 1500 bits with the trains and... Oh, geez, dude, you chapped me both sides. Thank you so much for the 1500 bits. Really appreciate it. So let's hop right in here. Of course, this is way out of date, so a lot of stuff is kind of getting removed or changed.
I'll be back.
Did you die because of trains? No, I didn't even get trains. I died because of aliens. And Nudie, or Noodle, thank you for the follow. So here we go, guys. This is the very first map I ever played on in Factorio. And it's not very big. It took me 6 hours to build this. I didn't have power. And, so this one's gonna be quick, but... So I had an ammo line going around the outside. I was doing this little thing here with the wall, which at the time I thought helped, and it kind of does. But not really that much. Here was my... This was literally my smelting. This 6 hours
I'll
in,
be
and
back.
this was my smelting. A total of 4 furnaces. Team DX, thank you for the follow. So... Here's some ammo. Ammo going both directions. The turrets are glitched a little bit because they changed the size. That happens. I just started some solar production and placing solar down. This was my entire steel smelting for my entire base. I think I was just using it for engines at the time. That smelting blueprint. So here's my science. This is some super, super questionable makeshift science over here. So I was getting gears. I obviously knew nothing about ratios. And I don't know why I used a splitter here, what I was thinking. So this comes here with the copper, and this goes here. And then the copper comes around. We actually have copper coming from a different direction. Over here we have a total of 2 copper furnaces for this entire base. And this one wraps around and then also somehow comes over. Okay, so this comes over here, goes into these, which outputs here, goes underneath this thing, which then outputs also here, and wraps around for a total of 2 green science machines. And this was our science production. And then as far as I got was oil. Apparently I had no idea what underground pipes were or something. I don't know why I didn't do them here. And this was my oil production. A refinery and this. 4 furnaces is all you need. So it's not only me who always underbuilt smelting. Yes. Nice to see you finally went live. Did I hear something about a birthday? Yes, Metal Fan. This is, I'm celebrating my birthday. My birthday was technically yesterday, but let's pretend it's today. I couldn't stream yesterday because, I mean, I was doing stuff for my birthday. So this is in place of that. Top spot, where's Geeson? Yeah, where is Geeson? That's a good question. What's up with your steam power? Oh, the boilers? It's because they completely changed the size of the boilers at one point. They used to be way smaller and work differently, so this is why they're all glitched out. And why we have no power also, because these are not working. So yeah, I had this. I had a little teeny mining outpost here, and I was just getting absolutely obliterated by aliens. You can see there's these bases. This is old base spawning. This is how the base spawning used to work. You can tell there's quite a difference between this and how it works now. And this was pretty intense. Thank you, Team DX. Natives, not aliens. Now, this is my planet, Can. I don't know what you mean. They are aliens. This is my planet now. The second I landed on it, became my planet, and here they come. I think I had an entirety of 1 laser turret, which barely shot anything. It's done 20 damage because I never had enough power to actually fire it. No, Geeson this week. This was a close that came to being #1 for the week. Then you ruined it. Geeson may stop by. He sometimes comes in late. So this is it. Not much to see here. I gave up after 6 hours and 18 minutes. But now we can see what I actually consider my first real attempt, because this is where I actually managed to beat the game. So let's go ahead and go. I could find it. So this is the one we were on. And here we go. Hey, Bogus, thank you so much. Yes, give me all the bits. So this is my second map ever that I started right after that first one, and we actually managed to beat the game. And this was way back before the silo ever existed. This was with the rocket defense. And here we go. So this map is a bit more developed, but still, that's allowed. Still very questionable in some spots. So this was my module base. This was not the main base. This is my module base because to build the rocket defense, you needed tons of modules. Well, I say tons. It seemed like tons. You needed like 50 productivity and 50 speed. And my main base was not capable of doing that. So I built this base to make modules. And it took like 10 hours to actually make the modules. These, of course, are nowhere near close to proper ratios or anything. But we finally made them. So, and this has its own power. I actually hit trains here. They were all single line, which was not good, to say the least. We also had power issues. Again. So, oh geez. Hell no. I'm gonna die to this. I don't think I was manually fueling these two. I don't even think I was automatically fueling these. Module base is clearly to prep for the mega base. Rocket defense? Wow. Yeah, this was a really long time ago. It's your birthday Steam achievements. There we go. Rip 1 million grass textures. Okay, so then here is the main base. So this, I had this steam power here. It was a bit more substantial than the other one, although... Oh, it's all broken because of the stupid boilers changing. And because of how boilers work now, this actually is, like, not even fixable. So, we're just gonna have to, have no power. And, well, I mean, in the meantime, we're just dying because we have no power. But I wish I knew the command to spawn in the cheaty power source. I know that I don't remember what the command is for that. This will, yeah, I'll put this on YouTube. So we had an entirety of 2 assemblers for blue science. That was it. That's it. And this was back in the day where blue science, I believe, was the last science. There was no purple. There was no high tech. There was obviously no rocket science. It was just red, green, blue. And this system was super wonky. I was like using inserters to pass to inserters to pass into a box because I couldn't figure out a better way to do it. They've frozen for years and now they're awake again. Yes, they've been in cryo sleep. So we're actually gonna die, I think, before we can show this. I really need that cheaty power source. Happy birthday from Canada. Well, thank you, Callie Cats. Happy birthday from Southeast SE England. Thank you very much. This is very old, yes. Purple, yes. Purple was a thing, I think, but I wasn't making it right here. This was actually... I'm not sure what that was. Yeah, hold on. I need to find this cheaty power. Okay, there's Pete with the command. Perfect. Hopefully my turrets can kill them before they kill my entire base. Open fire! Oh, it's a little late for that. Actually, it's not too late. We actually kind of killed everything. Perfect. Okay, so we had some circuit production. We had a little bit of steel production. This is actually probably my most spaghetti base I've ever built, in all honesty. This is surprisingly... Well, not surprisingly spaghetti. It was my first base, but... PJT, thank you so much for the birthday wish. Alright. So you can see here, I was doing this belt trick, which kind of helped. Not really that much. This also had the crazy alien gen. This was my oil. It's a little bigger than the other one, but still a complete mess. 3 refineries with stuff going absolutely everywhere. We had stuff moving through here. This was my smelting. Like, at the time, I remember when I built this, I was like, I only had like a couple smelters, and I was like, all right, we need more smelting. So I like tore it all up, managed to get in like 2 more smelters, and I was like super happy and impressed with having this much smelting. This was my smelting from my base. Aside from this up here, this was a little additional smelting. For iron and steel. But this was all my copper smelting, and this was most of my steel and plate smelting for iron. And there were just belts going all which way, circuits. I don't. These must have been items that no longer exist. I forget what they were. Making a little blue belt here. Oh, there's a little more. There's separate smelting here just for the pipes and acid. This is like all the iron I tapped the entire time. We had one little outpost there for something. We have some coal miners here. And then, of course, this train that goes up to oil, which had very precarious railways. I didn't know how to actually build a rail system, so I just did one direct, like, singular tracks here. And here's my lab setup. Actually, a decent amount of labs. Like, this is way more labs than I actually could make science for, but I didn't know that at the time, so I was just like, ooh, more labs. We had some oil here. I apparently decided to build my oil processing smack dab on top of the oil wells, which was kind of a dumb decision. I was making destroyer capsules. Back in the day, destroyer capsules were actually really good, because behemoths did not exist. And I think they were stronger than they are now, even. They were actually super good. That was like my main way of pushing against the biters, was with the defense capsules. And the lasers, dude. These lasers shred. Holy crap. Are lasers this good now? I guess they are against anything but a behemoth. And today I celebrate my first 1,000-hour in Factorio. Well, nice, Wabong. Congrats. That's pretty huge. Or, I'm sorry. I'm not sure which one to say. Is there an exterminator 1 through 4? I'm not sure what you mean. That's not enough smelting for the starter base. I know, dude. Coldwing. Happy birthday. My dad's birthday is also today, though. You're probably a lot younger than him. Well, thank you, Coldwing. Yeah, actually, my birthday was technically yesterday. But I was unable to stream, so we're just pretending that it's today. But thank you very much. Zatumi, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Yes, all turrets were 1 by 1 in size at one point. So this is why they're like merged. Same with the boilers. The boilers, I think, were 1 by 2 at the time. And that's why the boilers were all messed up, too. And they worked entirely differently. There's no concept of steam. Or steam output, rather. It literally just heated the water and put the heated water into here. And then this worked. I'm pretty sure the boilers... I thought the boilers were like 1 by 2. Maybe... No, they were 1 by 1. You're right, Can. You're right, Can. They were 1 by 1. Happy birthday, Extreme. Interesting idea there with the belts moving away from the walls. Yeah, Rissy, thank you so much, first of all. And it kind of helps. Like, it doesn't help that much. I thought it helped more than it actually does. There's Geeson. 1,501 bits. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, Geeson. I really appreciate it. And of course, you gotta be number 1. And here comes Geeson. Anybody willing to compete? Alright, so there's this map. Again, there's not much to it. These beginning maps, I really didn't build much. So there's not that much to them. Oh yeah, I was doing unbarreling and stuff here. Here was my... Oh yes, copper wire on belts for circuits. Close your eyes, guys. Trying to fix his coal power plant after the boiler change. Oh yeah, that was painful. 1410. Yep. Why did the devs suddenly decide to make boilers 6 times bigger? Good question. Yeah, so copper wire on belt was obviously a great idea, right? So this takes care of this map. The box delivering the copper ore. Wait, was there seriously a box here? Oh, wait. Really? Oh, bots? Yeah. Oh, the bots, man. Yeah, they're pulling the copper ore from here. I was, obviously very new at the game. So look, yeah. You're telling me, man. Pretty sure everyone's first base was hard to look at. Like, this is what I'm saying. every single person who played Factorio pretty much started playing the game really badly. So this takes care of this map. Now, next, I think, well, after this one, technically would have been my total depletion map, except I couldn't get it to load, which is really unfortunate. Every time I tried to load it, and I was in the right version, like I went back to version 13, every time I tried to load it, it crashed my game. So I don't know if it was like some weird thing with the mods I was doing, like that I had when playing the playthrough. Unfortunately, I couldn't load it. Third game, this is not actually my save. This is some Will's save that I don't remember at all. So since we can't do total depletion, the next one I think would be building big.
I'll be back.
And this one is pretty disappointing to me. MXHK4, thank you for the follow. Casual blue belt for like 1/8 of a yellow belt for this wire. Yeah, I mean, that was back when I thought the faster belt just meant it would just somehow give me more cable. I don't know. Nizani, thank you so much for the birthday wish. How are you? So, building big. I did a series on this. This is when I actually started doing series. Total depletion is on my channel. Everything from total depletion forward that we're going to look at is all
I'll be back
on my channel if you wanted to watch the actual playthrough. And Aaron C, thank you for the follow. Building big was when I started watching you. Wow, seriously, Can? I'm surprised you stuck around, because this was like a total disappointment, at least to me. Space with Mega Base was perfect. Of course it was. So I have 91 hours in the save, and hence the name. My goal here was to build a huge factory. Now, of course, my concept of a huge factory at this point was nowhere near compared to what it is now, because this is what I considered a huge factory. Well, it never actually got to what I considered a big factory. I kind of gave up, but we were using the science cost tweaker mod, as well as I think some other random things. So a lot of these assemblers won't have recipes, but you can still kind of see the concepts. So here we go, and I did get up to power armors. My smelting was a little bit better. I did have some actual smelting, but this was a disaster. I remember building this train, unloading. So we have iron here. We have copper here. This is the smelting design I used to do. Is like this. It is kind of weird. I never actually finished this, I don't think. So we had copper unloading here, which came in from... We actually had a decent rail network-ish. So there's oil here. Copper came in from here, which is now dried up. We had quite a decent solar field here, actually. And then we had more smelting here. We had steel here. More steel. Copper. Copper is pretty much entirely dead at this point. How many rockets were launched? None, or like a couple. Original Valley stuck boilers. Valley driven trading just made everything in the game made for pure automation. Yes. Calling wood on the electric furnace line. Games you played after victory pulls stopped working. Yes, there were tons of binder problems on this map. Hey Thrall, by the way. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Shemay, does it make sense to pump petroleum gas and sulfuric acid to my base and a starter base? What do you mean? Like, pump it from far away? I mean, I don't know why not. Unless it's, like, super far and then you should be using a train. Right, so here's this. I did have a beaconed circuit thing. This was, like, one of the first times I used beacons. I only have 3 exos. Does this seem fast to you? Am I on a high game speed? I'm really confused. Oh, wait, what? Did I set my run speed higher? I had to have. Something's messed up, dude. There's no way you run this fast with 3 exos. What is going on? I don't know. Anyway, so we had circuits. It's dead because there's no iron. Here was my other circuits where I was doing a 2-to-1 for, I have no idea why, honestly. These are coming over. So this was my bus, and this is what I considered a big factory, or heading towards a big factory. This was kind of our make everything. This was actually a decent little mall here. This is actually probably one of the better malls I've ever made, just because I'm really terrible at actually making them. This one actually worked pretty well. Oh, like creative mode. Okay. Interesting stacker towards the top of the copper load. I don't see a stacker. There's no stackers. What? Right. So this was kind of our make everything. Here was red, green, blue, and then all these blank assemblers are things that the Science Cost Tweaker mod added that obviously I don't have enabled. Roboports. I did have a decent robo network. Blue circuits were way over here. Beaconed and bot based actually. You could signal by map 3. Took me like 100+ hours to be bothered to learn. I don't think I actually signaled properly. We'll have to take a look. I think it was like very precarious signaling. Yeah, so Vresic, a mall is like where all your like personal needed materials are made, like inserters and belts and power poles and all that. Zatumi, yes, probably. I will show some supporters. It will be near the end. So blue circuits were here, bot-based. I had green circuits inserted into the network. And then we had a ton of modules being made here because I was actually making a power armor for like every... I don't even remember what it was. Like every patron, I think, or something. They were over here. I hadn't made very many. In fact, the boxes are gone. So I've now lost all of it. But we had made some power armors. These were... these were our red circuit designs that are like nowhere near close to fully beaconed. Each one, this is actually just a really bad design. This part is decent. The beacon coverage is terrible. And then we had a really wonky electric engine build here. I don't really know what I was doing at this point. An engine build. This is actually pretty unique, kind of like chain link engine build I'd done here. Yeah, a little optimistic. Yeah, just a bit. And then our oil stuff was over here. Down here. Where the hell's my oil, dude? Oh, it's like way over here. So we had a beacon oil set up here, which I think I did a bot bridge. Yeah, I was doing a bot bridge over to here. So I'd actually rebuilt it. So we had beacon oil there and a bot bridge bringing the stuff over to here. This is one of the only times I actually used a bot bridge. I really don't use them that often. Yes, this was pretty much sending Spores to space beta. Iteration 1. Oh, this was our count for how many things we launched. And no, I did not build this. I had, obviously, someone gave this to me. It's broken because there's no chest to connect it to. This was showing how many power armors we made, but... so then if we look at our... Oh, yeah, I forgot, dude. I totally forgot about this part up top. I was, like, building... Oh, jeez. I'm gonna be, like, blown away if I actually don't die to a train this stream. Especially on some of these maps. Like... I expect... some, compensation if I don't die to a train this stream. Because I think it will be worth it. Like, I almost just died there and we're only on map 3. So I was actually doing some more kind of beefy smelting up here. Well, somewhat. These are like crappy modules, but one module. This was my stacker idea at the time, which you probably shouldn't be building a stacker like this. We got our defensive wall here, perimeter. One of the only times I've actually built a defensive wall. You can see the pile of biter bodies over here. Oh my goodness. And then, of course, we had outposts, which I'm not really going to look at. They're pretty straightforward. They were all belt-based. Down here, we had our main trunk line. And, oh yeah, I wanted to look at the signaling. I actually don't know how I managed to signal this correctly. Because I definitely didn't know signals at the time. I may have just gotten a blueprint or something. Ooh, oh my god. Some oil there. I want to look at the solar layout because this is actually a solar layout that I designed. Oh yeah, and then we had like a little wonky coal pickup thingy over here. Oh, shut up. Oh my goodness. Rip this. Are lasers really that strong? Damn, dude. I need to use lasers more often. So this was actually a solar build that I made in my plan here, and I still think this is a legitimately cool idea. Is I actually had rails, or my plan, because this was obviously going to grow way bigger, my plan was to have rails going through my entire solar layout, because I expected it to be huge. Dr. Pinky Brink. So I think this is still a pretty cool idea, which I've never really actually managed, had a chance to do. So this layout, is there a blueprint in here of it? I don't see it, unfortunately. Dang, unless that's it. No. I guess I didn't have a blueprint at the time or something. But yeah, so this was the it was actually, it's pretty close to perfect ratio. And stuff. I think actually just like one of these whole stamps would work. If we take a blueprint, we can see. So this is, well, the problem is we don't know how many it actually is solar panel wise, but if you don't die to a train, I'll stream. I will make 5 YouTube accounts just to sub to you. Hey, Hyperbite, what's up? Alright. So yeah, that's the solar, and I did, like I said, this is one of the only maps where I actually built a defensive wall around most of my base. As you can see, we have walls on pretty much all sides aside from over here. Because I think I was planning actually to wall this in, and then never got around to it. But, yeah, so this is pretty much that map. I think we've seen everything there. This was an improvement. Each map gets a little bit better. Just, guys, keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, like, this base and the previous bases I showed you. Well, not the other two. Those don't count. But keep this base in mind as well as, like, the Earth map and stuff. Keep those in your head when I show you sending supporters to space. And it'll be pretty mind-blowing, the difference. Why are your laser turrets red? Because I'm red. Your turrets are the color you are. In multiplayer, at least, I think. I think I had this in multiplayer at one point, so my turrets are now the same color I am. Which version of the game did you start playing? 0.8. This is the Building Big base, Hyperbyte. This is the third one we're looking at. Cheers, Exterminator in chat. Are you heading out, Carnate? This was a single-player map. We're going to see examples of those useless single belt balancers with a splitter and side loading. Not really, because I never really used those. I pretty much believed they were useless for the entirety of my gameplay, except for like the first 2 maps I showed you. So I've like never used those. I'm drinking. Oh, nice. Yeah, these ore patches are super circular. For some, this was Vanilla Origin, or maybe this was RSO Origin. Either way, this was the Origin back then, not the horrible Origin we have now. So there's Building Big. Next up, I think, what would be next? I don't remember. Did we do... Does anyone remember? Did we do Earth Map or SpaceX first? I think we did Earth Map before SpaceX, didn't we? Because I think Earth Map was like the first map I actually played with Will and Mojo and Zuri and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I think we did Earth Map before SpaceX. Alright, so this was the Earth series. I did the Reclaiming Earth that I did with Will and Mojo and Zuri and Hoofney and Anominate and FPS Holland and stuff. Let me see what mods we were using. EPS up, fluid barrel, so a lot of stuff won't work. Most stuff should work. That Will might be when I found you. Yeah, that series was pretty popular at the time. It was one of my favorite. Yeah, Spaghetti Western, we will look at that. That's later down the road, though. So let's load into Earth Map. And our goal here was to pretty much, like, clear the whole Earth of biters and, like, take over. We didn't really manage to because we kind of got bored, but... This was my first experience at a megabase ever, pretty much. Like, this is the first time I'd really ever experienced a megabase. So, rip the bajillions of tiles. And here we go. So, Earth Map, and I don't even think I'm running at 6060. Okay, I am. I'm just slow, apparently. That's why. This is more reasonable running speed. I'm used to the running speed on the other one. So, what are we actually at? Set 3.2. Are we actually, like, making stuff? Yeah, not really that much. So this was our mega base on Earth Map, and pretty much, like, everything else was solar. Earth Map was after those I just mentioned. Relearning the game... No, Earth Map was before any of those. Earth Map was before relearning the game, and it was before Spaghetti Western, too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this was our massive bot base. We have... Let me find a Roboport. We had 10k bots here. And, yeah. So, pretty much the entire continent of Africa was covered in solar. And then this, I mean, this was our mega base. Just a super blob compact bot base. And this was like the only way that we really knew how to build mega bases back in the day. You know, we didn't really use the town's, like, train base style. So everything is... Can I make a night vision by chance? Let's make a night vision. Like the only flying creatures that tolerate in bulk. There we go. So, yeah, it's just a blob of bot production, or bot stuff. And we have a stacker here, a huge stacker with Zuri design, which is really cool. I don't actually remember how it works, but it's kind of a smart stacker. We have everything coming in. We were using 242 trains. Pulling in here, unloading into tons of storage. You should not ever do this, by the way. Don't do this. Don't ever do this type of thing. We were unloading into active providers, into storage, and then into two passive providers. I don't know, man. So over here we had rocket stuff. We launched way more rockets than this. I think we launched a bajillion orbital ion cannons. And I don't have the mod installed, so it's discounting all those. We had a ton of orbital ion cannons. Solar production here, we were actually using efficiency modules because we were having power production issues. I mean, as you can see, we're pretty much maxed out. Let's see, what else is here? This was our mall, kind of our a little mini make everything. We had multiple engineering trains. Red circuits here. Batteries over here, green circuits here, and blues off to the side. And again, keep this base in mind, because this is what we considered like a pretty huge mega base, right? Well, that was a total of 12 blue circuit assemblers beaconed. This is what we consider. They're not even fully beaconed either. Oh wait, yeah they are. I think no, they're not. Yeah they are. Sorry, yeah they are. And then so more smelting. A lot of this was just smelting. I mean, pretty standard. Smelting in the middle. The bot travel here was absolutely horrendous. Our train network was pretty awesome. I really did like our train network. We had, let's see. I mean, we had outposts throughout pretty much all of Asia and the Middle East and all the way down into Australia where, oh yes, I forgot about this. We should take a train ride. We had a ridiculous coal bunker over there. Can you give some examples of the puns you use? I missed some chat. Let me see. I don't appreciate that the UK has tracks across it. You have only railway. Steel chest of copper wire. Oh dear. Terminator, but this was also only when they had 4 science right, and 1 was biter candy. That is true, yes. Are we dropping frames? No, we're not. That must be on your end, City. I haven't dropped a single frame. Right. So, yeah, we had rails going, like, everywhere. Outpost out to here. And then we had a rail. We finally built a rail and a bridge all the way out here. We actually had outposts all the way out here. And then we built a railway all the way along the west coast here. Right? This would be the west coast, right? Yeah. Down here through South America, all the way over to... I don't actually know what this is. This is nothing. This is a different planet, apparently. All the way over here, because this entire thing was completely covered in biters, like to the point where it was just like bases on top of bases. It was just like solid red, and we ion cannon the entire thing. I'm pretty sure we like froze the game a few times. We just had like a couple hundred ion cannons, I think, and nuked the entire area over here. It was pretty amazing. Yes, Antarctica. This is what this is. That'd be the South Pole. Yes, 2,500 kilobytes is low for bot swarms. Unfortunately, I'm at my parents', so I can't stream at any higher bit rate. I do apologize, guys. This is when they had to get a copy will made from the devs. Yes. Yes, Mana. Wow, what sick terrain? Is there an easy way to copy that terrain? I'm not sure. There is actually, dog, there is an Earth map mod out now. I think it's called Factorio World, that does create a playable map based on Earth, and it may do similar terrain things. Whale and Whale has higher bitrate now. Well, only for like a week until I get back home. So yeah, let's hop on a train. Basically, if you this is really funny, a funny story here. We Will managed to get stuck in his ion cannon permanently, because I think what happened is you used the remote, I think, to get in it or something, like in a silo, and there wasn't a silo, it was a special building you used to get into an orbital ion cannon and use it. I don't have fuel, do I? And you can just use one of these, I suppose. And someone tore up the one that Will was in while he was in it. And he couldn't get out. He was permanently stuck in it. There's actually no track over here. We could go to this one. And we actually had to get one of the devs. I think it was... I want to say it was Hansi Q, who we got in here, who had to run a command to literally make a new Will. And Can just posted it in the chat. That literally had to spawn a new Colonel Will to get him out of the ion cannon loop he was in. It was pretty hilarious. So we now have a saved command to create a new will. Yeah, so these are running on like coal. Ugh. Dude, this is gonna take so long. He's all fake all the time and saying yes. Oh, trains actually have sound. Yeah, this terrain was pretty interesting, for sure. It definitely added a nice variety. The original will still resides within that ion cannon. Yes.
Alright!
Speaking of, new will, hype, happy B-Day, old man. Thank you, Colonel Will. How are you doing, man? You're just in time. See, dude, it works. We use a command to build a will, and here he is. It even works in real life. Use left-hand drive at this time. That's because mostly Europeans were in charge of the railway, so we built it left-hand drive. I didn't really have a choice in the matter. We're getting there. Going through Canada at the moment. Go along with the command that throw you under train. There's some like wonky ore stuff here.
I'll be back.
DR Dozerk, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Left-hand drive is best. Lol. Can I ask what happened to Greenland? Oh, it got kind of like stretched, didn't it? I don't know. It's just I think how the scenario was made. Did you let all the biters go extinct? I'm pretty sure we killed them all. I'm pretty sure we actually killed every single biter on this map. That was part of the goal. So here we are. I mean, we could manually drive if you guys want to see. Manually drive. This reminds me of a scene from a movie. 10 points to whoever can guess what movie it is. That part back there, not this. Had to kill every biter to get the pink goop for research and mods, yes. Yeah, remember when modules took biter goop? That was fun. If you didn't know, modules used to take biter alien artifacts to make. And of course, so did Purple Science. No piercer. Nope. Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, it's similar. It's not the one I was thinking of. GM Liquid, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of this map. It's, this was one of my favorites. I really liked it. It was still kind of newbie in comparison to what we do now. So keep this imprinted in your memory when we go visit some of these other bases. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this. So next up, I believe, would be SpaceX. And let me find it here. SpaceX is similar. I think the builds were a little bit better, but it still is a blob. Is there anything that's really going to break? Not, fluid barrel, again, probably is going to mess something up. That's newbie. Well, compared to the way we build now. Blob base, yes. Not played any game much in the last year. Damn. Yes, SpaceX. SpaceX Plus, actually, is what this was. Yeah. SpaceX Plus, I think, was 013, if I remember correctly. This was actually SpaceX Plus. Everything, all materials were multiplied by 10, all SpaceX costs were multiplied by 10, and all research costs were multiplied by 4, I believe, is how we did this one. And here we go. Oh, we locked the game speed. I don't even know if I can run this. Game nut speed equals 1. There we go. So keep in mind, this was before infinite research still. So we don't have any. This was the last bot speed 6. So this is why the bots are so slow. There was nothing higher than bot speed 6 at the time. We can look. SpaceX I don't have installed, so all the tech is gone, but you can see how many packs we did. Multiple millions of each. Map I started watching Will on. Nice. I found Will during this map. Yeah, this one was pretty huge. And you going, oh shit. Oh. Hey Mux, what's up? So, again, keep this in mind. This was a lot back in the day, 100 million. It's still a decent amount now, but it's going to pale in comparison to some of the other numbers you'll see. Happy birthday. Well, thank you so much. Not even 100 mil. So here is SpaceX, and this is actually this is the make everything. This isn't even the main base, dude. What are we doing in here? This is the make everything. This is Zetas make everything factory. This is our mall. This was our mall. This isn't even the main base. This thing is ridiculous. It was I think a little bit over-engineered. Mojo's, I think, is probably a few steps up at this point. Indala, thank you so much. And Liquid as well. Thank you, dude. So our train network was actually surprisingly small, as was our solar. I must have a lot of exos in here. Only 4 again. Yeah, lag the game out, too. Let's make everything that eat our... Yeah, this make everything ate our starter base. It just, like, killed everything. So we have our stackers here. Our unloads. These trains were actually, at the time, terrifying. They were 383s. Again, this was just one big blob of a base. So we had smelting here. In rows, like massive rows of smelting. The bot travel was horrendous because the bots went from here, bringing the plate. They had to go like all the way up and over this. We just had like rows of port. I mean, you can see. We have over 2,500 row ports here. And we had red circuits here and here. We had batteries here. Bot blob was all the rage back then. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we knew at the moment. I'll just put in a night vision here. That's better-ish. Getting daytime. Then we had steel over here. This was actually a surprisingly low amount of steel. We may have had some somewhere else, too. Circuits were in the middle. Just big bot blob bases of stuff. And then science was in here. We have blue science. There's actually a lot of science. I mean, this whole thing is blue science. And then red science, labs. Green science is in here. And again, this was before there was even any such thing as high-tech and purple science, I think, right? Yeah, because then this was just normal, well, this was purple. This was alien science. And Thrall, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. Ah, yeah, science did only need 1 plate per pack back then. Make a base in a box. All the moving of the base because it was 1 tile off or something. Yeah. Oh yes, we did complete a landfill in a lake as well to put this base here. Used to be a big lake here. We farmed so many alien artifacts, dude. Or rather, Hoofney did. And thank you, Can. Posting the playlist for all these series. Yeah, this was still, I think, 013. Do you really need so much robot hangers? Yeah, we did for charging. The charging is ridiculous when this thing is actually on. Your blueprint website is still working. It should. Xterm video, or yeah, xtermvideos.com. It should. 015 was a massive rail pipeline pileup, right? Yes, Thrall. All right, this was version 14. Okay. And then tons of solar, of course, throughout everywhere. We solared wherever we could, pretty much. And I mean, there's not that much more to show. These big blob bases aren't really that like intricate. I mean, they're just a blob, pretty much. Yeah, we used 380 goop per minute for this. I remember Hoofney was just constantly on a goop farming mission. So that takes care of this base, guys. These outposts are all pretty much bot-based as well. We did convert to bot-based. Oh, here's our oil base. We did have a separate oil base. This is when the oil bases kind of started becoming separate. They were on Earth map too, but... so we have, of course, it's pretty standard. Beacon, some refineries here, chemical plants, cracking, plastic, and then all the train deliveries here. All bot. I mean, look at this charging. Like, this is horrific. Extreme gravestone. Oh yeah, this is where my gravestone first became a thing. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Who designed those solar panels without roboports? I don't know. We used personal ports to build these, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe they did have ports and we removed them. There could have been ports in the middle. Ducky was not on this map. Ducky is 015 sim. No. Ducky was 015 sim. Traffic Cone with the $50. Happy birthday, Exterminate. Thank you so much, dude. Traffic Cone, that is awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Bot's not here. I don't get it. I launched it.
I'll be back.
The bot has chat. Maybe the make it rain command's broken. I mean, I'm looking at the console and the bot is showing all the chat and stuff, so it's obviously here. And DatWab, thank you for the follow. I don't know why it's not, why is it not running? Do any commands work? No. I don't know, dude. The bot's broken. I don't understand. LazyBot. All right, so let's hop onto the next map. This pretty much concludes this one. SpaceX. This was an amazing map. It was a huge achievement back in the day, for sure. However, 015 Sim was the real thing. Before we do that, though, there are one or two other ones. There's one more. Spaghetti Western. And this was one I did with Scarhoof. And this was a really fun playthrough. It's not even 20 hours long, but this was where we intentionally tried to build a super spaghetti-fied base, and it turned out to be a lot of fun. Zigged when he should have zagged. Yes. And John Rando, thank you so much for the resub. 5 months in a row. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and welcome back. So there's no power, apparently. I'm just gonna do this because I would like some power. Yeah, sure. So here was our spaghetti base, which actually wasn't as spaghetti as a lot of bases. We tried to make it spaghetti, but it actually wasn't that much. I'm still thinking we may want to try again at some point. I mean, it is. It's kind of, but not that much. I mean, like, in here, kind of is a little bit, but we were still doing a bus, pretty much. It was just, like, a little bit of a wonky bus. So, pretty standard stuff here. Some ammo, engines, red circuits, blue science. We had oil up here somewhere. We had a defensive perimeter with gun turrets. I guess we didn't have enough power for laser turrets or something. This is actually a tiny oil build. I think that this was before version 15 as well. So this was all quite a long time ago. This was version 14 as well, I believe. And here comes some friends. These gun turrets are pretty good, man, except against the behemoths. We're making a little bit of solar here. Some belts. Our rail network was spaghetti. Our rail network was very dangerous. We were making additional circuits here to be delivered, and I think these were being just delivered right in here. Some external smelting, a few outposts, and then we did launch one rocket. Maybe. I think actually this is an older save. I don't think this is actually before we launched the rocket, I think. Yeah, because we had a rocket silo like in a lake over here. It's actually before. This is an older save before we launched the rocket. But yeah, so this is even before 015 came out. It was a fun little playthrough. You know, it was nothing huge. It wasn't supposed to be a mega base. It was a kind of a challenge thing. And yeah, that pretty much covers this one. There's really not that much to show here. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We may do like a version 2 of it or something. I think I'd be a lot more capable now of figuring out how to build a really messy base. I'd have to like actually think about it though. I'd have to like really actually try to do it. Oh, this may have been before SpaceX actually. That's entirely possible. Okay, so there's that, and then now, I think the one that you guys have all been waiting for, well, not all, probably sending supporters to space is one, but here is 015 sim map. And this one, I think, is probably my favorite map of all time. This is 240 hours. This was some of my best memories in Factorio. I absolutely love this map. This was an absolute blast. This one also was before 015 because we were simulating it. This particular save we upgraded once 015 came out to actually work in 015. The energy is dying, so I do need one of these. This base is apparent. That's not actually. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so we have no power. Let me try to fix this here really quick. Yes, this one probably. I think this one had the most train deaths. Exterminator, what are TD start bases? I'm not sure what you mean, Zatumi. Without my mod, it probably wouldn't have the billion modules in the miners. Yes, that too. As I don't get the point of producing nuclear bombs to nuke stuff. So here is our 015 sim map. And apparently all the trains are broken. That sucks, dude. Why is everything broken? We had so many train issues on this map. This is really loud too. I thought we'd fix this, Mojo, didn't? I know this is the save. This is a upgraded save. I don't know why. Why on earth is this broken? Something up here is breaking it. It's out of fuel, dude. Bruh. What do you mean? Come on, dude. Alright. So, here we go. This was our first time doing, like a train-based towns type of map. We had our Make Everything, and this was one of Mojo's first designs of Make Everything. And then down here, we have Outposts. We have Purple Science over here. We have Assembling Machine Production over here. And yes, we did have an Assembling Machine train. We had our oil base was over here, which was pretty good sized at this point. Everything in here is concreted and walled at this point as well. We put so much work into this. This is a series I started watching you. Nice, Geeson. Yeah, this series was a ton of fun. I remember this map a lot. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. There are maps named as first 2D start base or something like that. I'm not sure, I'd have to look. Do you have any videos showing the best practices for 4-lane rail designs or higher? Yeah, I have a rail train tutorial in my tutorials playlist, which pretty much covers that. Dog. Yes, this is the map where we actually somewhat started understanding UPS and how to optimize towards it. I agree, Thrall. I completely agree. I missed the game progressing how it did. The progression we went through in this map was so much fun. It was just an absolute blast. Everything about it. Even the train deaths were hilarious. The train deaths were some of the best train deaths ever. You know, it's funny when I run across a track and I get killed. But a lot of the train deaths in this series, dude, like, you can't make this crap up. Like, some of these train deaths are just things that you cannot possibly make up. It was just hilarious. And the base itself, I wasn't actually sure if I was on the track. The base itself, like the progression through it and stuff was it was so amazing. Right, so then we have oil, we have labs all the way up here with a nice little lab indicator. This is Will's first attempt at combinators, which actually worked decently. Ah, yes, it is also the first map with Mojo's rail blueprints. And we had a rail network, man. Here's Ducky. This is the origin of Ducky. This was a copper patch. Yes, we literally had a copper patch shaped like this, and we mined it out thanks to Phoenix, who betrayed us, and then we concreted it as a memorial, and now we bring it with us everywhere. So we had outposts, far-reaching outposts here. And then we had over here red circuits. And again, these are better beacon builds. This is where we, like Cam said, this is where we started understanding UPS and bot travel instead of doing huge blob builds. We had trash systems integrated. Like this map, I think out of all the maps I've ever played, had the most thought and care put into it. It was pretty crazy. UPS and FPS is right here. If you hit F4, you can check this box to show it, and that'll bring this up. Yes, we have to watch the train death montage. Creeper, this is the 015 simulation series. I highly recommend watching it. It will be a little weird to watch because the rails, this was before 015, so the rails still look horrible, but it was an amazing series if you haven't seen it. So here's green circuits, 2 green circuit things. I'm going to go fix these trains. I'm kind of heading in that general direction. The rail system here was absolutely ridiculous. Military Ducky was mad science. This was not Military Ducky. This was just Copper Ducky. I don't... Do I have... I do have some fuel. This isn't gonna last very long, though. Alright, guys. And these trains, man... Oh. Okay. This is gonna start the trains, and... I don't think I'm gonna make it out of here alive, man. This place is crazy once all these trains start running. It's gonna take a few minutes. This rail system, I mean, everything about this map had so much thought put into it. Doesn't mean it was all good. Some of these builds are definitely lacking. So we had green science. It was intentional to spread everything apart in this map. So that's why things are all kind of everywhere. Why we have rocket control units like way the hell out here. And then we have, you know, purple pots here. And then we have blue science up here with stuff being delivered. And then over here we have high-tech science with stuff being delivered. And this was an oil outpost. This whole area is absolutely ridiculous. This area specifically. Yeah, I'm gonna change game speed. And potentially break my computer. So we're just doing this to get the trains fixed. Yeah, all the T-junction away from each other to give room for the trains, exactly. Oh, hell. I'm scared, man. Like I said, it's gonna take a while for stuff to get unclogged. Yeah, by today's standards, these are still fairly close, like a lot of these junctions. Okay, I think that should do it. I mean, we always had backups, so this is actually fairly normal. I think I can change it back down. .5 speed is all you're getting? Yeah, dude. I mean, there's a lot going on this map. Yep, Blue Science is still using assemblers. Isn't this the map you did the train hopping in? Yes. Okay, so this was our main junction. Like I said, all of our trains, except the ore trains, were like colored to exactly what the things were. Like, this map, dude, there was just so much time and thought. Oh yeah, dude, okay. This was the... Guys, this was the Exterm dinner death timer. During this series, because this was at a time when my schedule was a bit different. So, when Will would start streaming, it'd be like an hour and a half before I'd eat dinner. So I'd start playing with them, and then partway through I'd have to go eat dinner. And I'd always, you know, it would take me a really long time, because I make dinner, and I eat kind of casually, and stuff, and they got tired of waiting. So what they did is they created my dinner death timer, and what this did is they would set a timer through these combinators, which I don't remember how to do, but this train would be set way back here. They'd set a timer in the combinator. They'd make me stand here, in here somewhere, and then I had to be back before the timer, or the train would fly forwards and kill me. This thing was pretty hilarious. Yeah, I think that was part of it, because I fell asleep when eating one time, like during dinner. So they built this. And then this area over here. Like, see these trains, dude? We put so much work into this. We put so much love into this. All the like material trains that aren't ore were colored for like what they were. I remember this being a lot busier. I mean, this junction, this is still pretty crazy up here. We have like random coal in the middle of our thing. So here were our smelters. These were separate bot networks, which was like the first time we tried this and realized it was a good thing. But doing all this rail stuff was such a pain. Mojo spent so long on this, and it didn't work for such a long time. But up here with some really cool stuff, we figured out a way to kind of do like traffic lights with signals based on like what trains are waiting and stuff, so we could have trains go like in tandem together, like these two right here, instead of like one and then another train another direction going and then the other one going. And this helped quite a lot. There's still some issues, but primarily at this junction. This junction just had way too much traffic going through it. Then they also set a sensor on the gate that activated the train to ensue a dead exterminator. I think so, yeah. This is where Move It Over One tile started, I think. That may have been SpaceX, but we definitely did it here. We moved these whole smelters over like 3 times. Those were some of the times I went and ate. I was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna go eat for like 2 hours, and you guys can move the whole thing over again and again. And yeah, so this map, there are still a ton of trains at the outposts, I think, somewhere. Oh, and then finally we had our rocket silos down here. We had 8 or 10 silos where we would launch 10 rockets at a time, pretty much. And it was pretty nuts. I remember when you tried to be Iron Train, you died 2 times, made everything collapse. SpaceX is a move at one time on the left. It came from my mate. I mean, not where it started, but certainly one of them. Yeah. So this map, man, if anyone has not seen this series, I cannot recommend it enough. I mean, I know it's my own series, but like, if you're gonna pick one of my older series to watch, it should be this one. This was so cool. I loved it so much. Oh yeah, I forgot, dude. We had red and green over here. I was wondering what red and green science were. We had red and green science over here with the belts and inserters actually made inside it. This is pretty nostalgic, this base. So many oil outposts. So many outposts in general. Some of these are super far away. I don't remember. We had a lot of trains. Oh, we have another train jam. This is like a constant thing that happens. Oh. For some reason things aren't getting fuel. The fuel train must be broken or something. The most hilarious movies on YouTube are those where Exterminator insists on manually driving trains. Yes. Can someone say the name of the series? I just joined the stream. 015 Simulation. Creeper. After we're done looking at the maps, I'm going to... we're going to watch the train death montage to finish things out for you guys. So here you go. 015 Sim map. Probably my all-time favorite map I've ever played in Factorio. It's really nice to look back at it. This is why I keep all my maps, so I can come back and look at them. Yeah, oil was broken 14, fixed in 15 with mining prod. That is, yeah. You needed so many oil outposts before version 15. So then after that one, I believe it was the 015 Learning. There's not much to this map. This is actually a map we played with our seeding. You guys are seeding one of the Factorio devs. He actually played most of the game with us through this one. And this was when the 015 first came out. This was our map that we hopped into to learn all the new stuff. And I mean, this base is kind of meh. We didn't get very far, but so this is now in 015. We had, you know, belt smelting still. I think this whole thing was about. Oh yeah, this is where the Zenith special came about. I think that, yeah, this is the one where Will got nuked by our seating. So this is the Zenith special of red circuits. This is the red circuit build to rule all red circuit builds. Goes under the rail. We landfilled this. This lake went like up to here. Over the lake. Into the next lake. This is all one build. Didn't our seating nuke the smelters? And yes, yeah. This is the map where our seating nuked like half the base, including Will, and things. It didn't go too good. This is also, though, where one of the most hilarious train destruction incidents happened. If Will is still here, or Mojo even, I'm sure you'll remember. Down here, when I remember, I think it's in one of the montage videos. I was driving on an engineering train, going in automatic mode, down to one of these outposts, and Will was coming from one of these outposts in manual mode, and he neglected to tell me that he was on the wrong side of the track. So I'm like, I start to turn this corner, and Will comes blasting through on my side of the track, obliterates my train, it ejects me out, and I'm like screaming like a little girl because I had absolutely no idea what just happened. Because, like, I turn the corner, and then my train is just obliterated, and I'm standing next to the track as his train, like, rips by me. It was one of the best. It was one of the better train destruction things here. Yes. So this base, there's not too much to show. I mean, it's a pretty standard bus system. Rockets, I think we did launch a couple rockets. For some reason, they're not showing. Little blue circuit build here, some modules. You know, there's only 40 hours in this. It didn't last very long. We did have nuclear build here. I think this was something Hoofney built. Yeah. So there's this one. Not too much to show. But it is worth showing, as this was the first game in 015 for us. And then next is Mad Science. And this one wasn't that long ago. I'm sure a lot of you will remember Mad Science. I know I put it in here. Here we go. And this one should work completely, because there were no mods that would really impact production. This was kind of our last go at a mega base together. I think we were kind of like trying to simulate trying to simulate 015 sim again. And I mean, this was a beast. This was a beast of a base. I mean, you can see a huge difference here. I mean, we're using 13 gigawatts. You know, we're producing over 200k iron. I mean, this was our first, like, this was like real mega base. 015 was 015 sim, but this one was pretty nuts. So we're in the labs right now. We did kind of an interesting, like, really close together rail-based science system. So we had red science here, green science here. It kind of just went clockwise. Blue science was kind of like in the middle-ish, and then up to purple as well. And these trains are like all on their internal network that go to the labs. And then high tech here. Space science is where the silos are. I don't remember where that is. And then assemblers and drills. Way over here. We had oil down here. I think this is a build Mojo made. Yeah, this is 2K science a minute. Sim map was 1K. This had the grand loop in it as well. And then all of our oil production and subproducts over here. And we come around this way, and we did actually have defensive walls on this too. The biters were definitely kind of an issue. As you can see, we just had lines of laser turrets. Let's see, all of our subproducts here, of course, engines. You know, this is, at this point, we like really were understanding UPS. So, you know, we were trying to build these like super efficient, compact builds. Speed modules. How do you label stuff on the map? If you right click on the map, you're able to put in a tag and an icon and create labels. Ah yes, filling the lake for nuclear power. And nuclear got so laggy, and it still is, they haven't fixed this, and it's due to fluid stuff and heat pipe stuff, I think. It got so laggy that we pretty much went a cheaty route where we have a cheaty power source that's generating our power, and we built the nuclear to equal the power the source is generating, and then just use a command to essentially like deactivate and turn off all pipe entities in this area, because this was just lagging out completely, and it would still if we had all the pipes active. And then over here is brick smelting. Circuits are kind of all in here. These are some actually pretty cool circuit builds. We have green circuits, and we have, I mean, we're on a high bot speed too. We have bot speed, almost done with bot speed 17. Mining prod 200, follow robot count 90 something is what's being worked on. And so these are all green circuits, all identical builds. Red circuits down below it. Red shirts for spiders, yes. That nuclear build is not working in, and now that's so inefficient, yeah. Nuclear in general is inefficient if you build it large enough. And then we had our rocket parts over here. Now I remember. So the silos were right here. And for some reason, I don't know why this isn't... Oh, it is. I'm just an idiot. So we launched 5,000 rockets. We launched a lot of rockets on this map. Over 5,000. And, you know, over here, we had some random, like, solar panel and that production. We had additional copper smelting here because I think things... Or no, this is just copper smelting, period. Over here, we had a ginormous stacker with, like, tons of outputs and steel here on the left. These massive steel builds. These builds, I think, are a bit bigger than you would really want to build for UPS. And then on the right, we have iron. So kind of like we did in 015 Sim, but better rails, for sure. And then tons and tons of outposts. And pretty much everything except over here is walled. I mean, like, look at these alien spawns. This is pretty nuts. I remember the headaching over the green circuit builds and red circuits. Yeah, there was so much headaching and issues that went on with that. And we had, like, random little solar things. I'm not quite sure what these are for, but... what size train were we even running for ore? We were doing 310-3s on this map. These were some big trains. This map also had some really fun train demolishing moments. Not that many train deaths, but a lot of train Pac-Manning and stuff. It's pretty fun. Yeah, we do need some artillery in this map. Right, so that, I mean, that pretty much concludes this map. I mean, they're pretty standard builds. I mean, here's a make everything. This is closer to, I mean, this is a pretty recent version of Mojo's Make Everything. This is what I use in my Sending Spores to Space. This is a more updated version, which works really well. Yes, Military Ducky was here. We did start doing military science with Military Ducky. Here he is. So we're making components for military science in Military Ducky and making military science. Yes, we weaponized Ducky. Yeah, we lost a lot of trains. So there we go. There's that map. What were we using? We were using a 4-lane system, I think. Yeah. Doing some interesting changeovers here. I remember Mojo was experimenting with that. I mean, the trains on this map worked really well. Kind of. We have a few issues, but some of these junctions, we still had issues working on junctions. This is still when like all ore and plate were on the same network. My Sending Spores to Space base, which we're gonna look at very shortly, is kind of where, for me personally, I discovered that having ore on a separate train network when you're building a huge mega base is usually a much better idea than having everything on one network. Yes, Ducky's brains are full of military items. So there we go. There's mad science. And I think we are approaching the end here. I wonder if Sending Spores to Space is going to break. I don't even think I have it here. I think I may need to load my other version of the game. I'm seeing if there's any we forgot. I think, because Mad Science, I think was is either during or before I did Sending Spores to Space. So I think that's pretty much it. A lot, I mean, there's some of these are modded and stuff, but like they're so, I mean, they wouldn't work because I don't have the mods, so. Oh. TD. Zatumi, you were asking about that. This was for total depletion. These were like possible starts I found for my total depletion playthrough. I'm just watching your base in that you are having UPS optimization on your map so your computer can run it in 6060. I'm just looking at my potato PC and crying. Yep, UPS is a struggle. Power armor per follower. We did that, Mojo. We already looked at that, I think, before you got here. That was the building big map. We did look at that, though. 016 Explorers multiplayer save. I think I have that. Let me look really quick. I'm pretty sure I have that somewhere. There we go. Dang. Dude, where's my, Oh, it's already in there. Bruh. Dude. Okay, well. What's total depletion? It was one of my earlier maps. I tried loading it before to show you guys, but it crashed every time I tried to load it, so we can't look at it. Yeah, you can't. A laptop just won't work if you want a real mega base to run decently. Okay, so I'm gonna switch folders here really quick. So a quick black screen. Nobody panic. Yeah, okay. Salak, happy birthday. Thank you so much. How are you doing? I mean, you can still play Factorio on a laptop. You can build pretty big bases on a laptop. You just can't build, like, huge mega bases. Okay. Sending supporters to space. See, this save I have is not recent. I don't know why. Why is this not, There we go. Wait, what? Oh. I have to update. That's awkward. Okay, well let's load sending supporters to space. Mad Science, good memories, keeping several windows open to YouTube. Yes. Alright, guys. While 015 Sim was my favorite playthrough I've ever done, this is, I think, the biggest achievement I've ever had in Factorio. So remember the Earth map and 015 Sim, and even Mad Science for that matter. And now we have this monstrosity, which is my sending supporters to space map, where the iron smelter is the size of like all my other production combined. And we've launched about almost 25,000 rockets. And solar. We have a total of 682,000 solar panels. Feels good. Solar will block out the sun. Right, so this map, we'll start over here. We have Make Everything. You'll recognize it. It's pretty much what we had in the Mad Science map. Mojo's Make Everything. We have steel smelting with these steel builds. And there is a total of 8 units. We then have iron smelting, where there's a total of 10 units plus direct iron ore to gear production. And speaking of production, we're doing, this base can do almost 500k iron a minute. It's not actually at full production at the moment. And about 230,000 circuits a minute, I think. I think you're a little behind, yes. We've been doing a good job of keeping him from ever finishing this map. And here is all-time production. So that little less than 100 mil on the SpaceX map or whatever, compared to 2.5 billion iron. We've made over 1 billion circuits. Almost 500 million plastic. 42 million blues, 235 million reds, and about 23 million of every science pack. Somewhere, I want to see track. The track production is pretty ridiculous. We've made over 250,000 track on this map. Almost all of it is placed. So yeah, we have this here, and then we have copper. And this is probably my favorite area of the entire map, where we have circuits. We have 7 circuit builds. Each one, I think, does like 30-something thousand circuits a minute. And pretty much like every single little care was taken into account to make this as UPS friendly as possible. Aside from a few things that we didn't learn until after the fact, but this is all like direct train lines. So iron, you can see this iron, this is like a 20 rail crossing here. This iron goes direct into circuits, splits off each time. Same with copper. And then circuits cross it and go over to blue circuits and red circuits. And then red circuits are direct into blue circuits. And each one of these builds can do like 3.5K blues a minute. I think we can do about 8K. Challenge accepted, that's what we all said at the very beginning of this map. Yes. If I was able to let it run for long enough, I could do it. Because I'm obviously launching faster than I'm gaining subs, but I don't have the ability to let it run that long, is the problem. This mass production number is very similar to mine, only times about 1 million. I like how you put that. So then we have 4 red circuit builds in plastic for each one. And then modules, module 1s are here. And over here we have oil, which we put on an island. This is actually probably one of my favorite oil builds. Putting it on an island in these middle rails here, using fluid tankers. And then over on this adjacent island, we have batteries and sulfur and sulfuric acid and stuff like that with its own little smelting for batteries. And then over here, the labs. We have the labs on an island as well, which enter from down here and come up. And this is a bit of a smart system that came up with that like only brings trains in when we actually need the packs when it gets below a certain threshold. How much productivity bonus does the oil have? 30%. You can only put 3 models in them, so 30%. I think it's probably a time issue more than a PC issue. The problem is because I'm on my PC, like, most of the time I'm awake, right? So, and in running this base, I can't do much else on my PC while I'm running the base. So there's like not really any downtime. And I could run it in the middle of the night, but the other problem is there's still like little issues with the map where if you run it long enough, the trains get backed up and stuff. And I haven't actually like been able to debug what's actually causing it. Because I fixed like 5 or 6 things that I thought was causing it, and it still happens. So there's some issues. But then up here we have science. All along here we have red, green, blue, purple, and high tech over here. You know, pretty standard bot builds with the delivery and output in the middle. The save file, I think it's like 60 megabytes or something. And then over here, we have all rocket part production. We have, you know, low densities with its own plastic. And then we have control units over here. Some solar production here, which is no longer really needed, aside from a little bit for satellites. And then rocket fuel down here, where the light oil trains bring in barrels. Oh, things from mines and oil? Oh, Joey, a lot. We're on mining prod 570 something, so you know, we have 1144% productivity. Is this oil build that had to be reworked? You were depending on barreling oil, then they nerfed both barrels and fluid trains? Yes, Odoba, except I didn't rework it. I just haven't updated. Or I could use the mod that Cam made that makes barrels great again. You could set the autosave count up to like 10 and set it to autosave every hour. I mean, I could, but like that. I mean, that doesn't really. I mean, I'd still have to like go on and intervene. And then our rockets, which are also on an island, 6 silos. We launch 4 a minute, so this base does 4K science a minute, steadily, unless the trains jam, and 4 rockets per minute. Working on bot speed 19. And then down here, these are the. This is a train system I came up with, which, in hindsight, causes more issues than it fixes. But it's to fix a specific issue, and by the time that we figured out that you could do it a different way, I wanted to commit and use this, mostly for testing purposes. And to shoot, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Happy birthday, thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. And then, yeah, so pretty much this is the switcheroo, where the ore trains come in from the outposts, which are all down south. All of our outposts are way down here. And they go through these massive stackers, wait in here, drop off ore, which is transferred through tanks, and then put into additional trains, which are then sent on a separate rail network. These rail networks are not connected, up into the smelters. And this was pretty much to try to negate the train pathing dumbness that happens sometimes. Like with trains not evenly distributing between smelters and stuff, without having to manually set each train to a specific smelter. Tanks, yes, tanks. And yeah, so also, of course, we brought my gravestone in. It's got to come with us. And this map, actually, one of the main things about this map is the fact that it has over 500 trains. I think it has something like 520 or 570 trains. It has a lot of trains. And why not use wagons? Because it doesn't work. I don't think you can put a rail there. It's off the rail grid. See? You can't do rails like that. How do you keep track on all those trains? Well, I don't really need to. They pretty much all work. I mean, unless an outpost mines out like this, and then they kind of just sit there. You've been hit by everyone. Yeah, I mean, they pretty much just work. Will we go to heaven? Ah, yes. Up in space where all the people are. We could do that before we head out of this map. If I can figure out how the hell to get on the correct rail. We're going to use wood fuel, of course, because why not? We don't have anything else, really, but... I'm not actually going to manual drive, because every time I try, I get completely, off course. Dude, we had a lot of pack stations. Let me see. Someone asked about the Shoop. Have you thought about using a time-lapse mod for a series to see the progression? I'm not quite... You mean, like, record or, like, play with a time-lapse mod and then, like, record it or something? Which things do you plan for this base's future? Not much, honestly. I did an update video a little while back on it and asked for people's feedback on if they wanted me to continue trying to update the list of people and launch them. And the general consensus was that people said it would be better if I just didn't continue it. So let me see if I can. How about this rocket? I don't even know the freaking hotkey, dude. Oh, what are the controls for this mod again? Shift S. Oh yes, we do have the helicopter mod here too. I forgot about that. It's so loud, dude. And Poober, thank you for the auto host. And now we are up in space where all the patrons and Twitch subs that have been launched, or Twitch followers, well, and Twitch subs, are displayed up here. There's a mod that takes a snapshot of the map every X minutes. I think it would be cool to have a time-lapse video after a series ended. That would be cool. That would actually be really cool. Like, I don't know how, like, that would be such a pain though, wouldn't it? Like, putting all those screenshots together into a video, like, there'd literally be, unless I did it like every hour, there'd be like hundreds of screenshots. Where are you? I don't know, Geeson. Good question. If you were a patron, it'd be easy to find. Here's Video Game Geek. And stuff, but these Twitch followers, I have no idea. It's too many to go through. Where you go, there you are. A lot of people are up here. I mean, 3,800. We're missing like 2,000. True, it probably could be done with a script. I mean, I could consider that. I'd have to, I'd obviously have to start another series. I mean, can't really do it in a series that's already done. So here we are. And we're gonna leave. We're back at my gravestone. Very appropriate. Pretty sure whatever you're using to edit your videos can do that. Kind of, not really. I mean, second person launched. Oh yeah. You were indeed, I remember. Alright, so I'm gonna save. We could look at the Explorers map really quick, but I do want to watch the death montage as well to end this out. Yeah, I mean, MPEG does do that. The specific way that we do it would be a huge pain because you have to like manually enter the names in like in our specific method. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it can be changed quite easily, but all right, this one can't be loaded, so never mind. Explorers, I mean, there's really not much to see on the Explorers map, honestly. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, guys. Let's watch these train death montages to finish it out. I think this is a good ending. What is your current Factorio series? I'm tightening the belt. And the only reason I didn't visit that is because it's an ongoing series. So, I mean, you can just look at, like, the latest episode to see it. Yeah, the Frontier map. I spent a bit of time, not that much. The reason we're not looking at that is because there's really not that much to it. It's just like a really pretty simple base and then just a huge rail line with walls and turrets out. It's like not... It was interesting to play, but it's like not that interesting to look at after the fact. Okay, so let's go ahead. Cue this up. I want HD, please. Almost 700 likes on it. Extreme deaths get a lot of views. Oh yes, and that. Special surprise for me. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and switch over. This is actually not quite what I want. There we go. Here we go. Here's our train death montage, guys. I hope you enjoy. This is my train deaths from very early times until, I think, the 015 map. And it's going to be kind of... Some parts are cringy because this has a lot of the old like rail graphics and stuff, which look horrible. Happy birthday, buddy. I'm about to start driving. Love the awesome walkthrough time. Very nostalgic. Well, thank you very much. Evil, I appreciate that, man. Have a safe drive. Thank you again. It was really fun for sure. Alright, here we go.
All the trains are stuck. I'm fine.
Ah, yes, 015 map, my first death.
Wait for it.
I'm not even on a track that has a train.
Thank you, Thrall, for the 100 bits. As the rail turns yellow.
No! What the fuck? You, man!
Thank you so much, Master. I appreciate that, man.
Oh,
That was a close one.
And Ryking with the 50 bits.
Oh.
Thank you. That's one. Here we go.
we should do what's happening here. Like. I can just drive this damn thing myself. Oh shit! Fuck! Oh. Man, thank God for that ejection seat. Holy Jesus.
And Dogbeal, thank you so much for the 100 bits and the birthday wishes.
Back up. Oh shit! Fuck!
This is one of my favorites, dude. Gotta watch that again.
Holy Jesus. Will's had an oopsie. What are you doing? Back up. Oh shit! Fuck! You Will! Oh no 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 no! Don't burn my belt! No! Damn it! Oh shit!
Oh!
What the hell, man?
It'll...
Alright, so. Oh! God damn it! Oh shit!
Oh! Rip.
God damn it, I was reading chat.
But the benefit is only going to be a couple of percent.
Oh,
Oh no!
Tries to outrun the train.
damn it!
It's one of those.
Just cross the main line.
Go!
I'm
You're
just
the
gonna
kid.
ride. Oh fuck!
I remember that one.
It only took 30 episodes, but we got him.
We didn't even
That one section on the
It
Earth
was
map,
hardly
yep.
moving. What kind of trains are you building on here, man?
It's huge. It's a 383. Just yawning.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck!
there you go.
There's a train there. He's just gardening.
Oh
with the
god,
lawn,
this
Kevin.
one.
Yeah, no worries.
Watch out! No! Run!
Where are you
I'm
going?
coming.
Oh shit! That's it. What is wrong with you? I literally
Barely
have no
moving.
idea what a train is. Oh, that's like the perfect ending. No!
What are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
What are you doing?
Yeah. Running away from things.
I'm missing it. I see fire.
Stop it! He's trying to kill me. No!
Stop. Oh.
She doesn't know trains.
I do.
Probably doesn't know the underside of them as well as you do.
Oh. Zed is coming in with the burns, man. Oh my god. The perfect burn. There's actually some more. Hold on. There's some more really good ones. I'm trying to find variant of it, but it's mostly what was it? Shoot, was it my 20K sub? Shoot, what video was it where I like showed all the where I showed like clips from like all my series that I've done? Dude, I don't even remember. What was that? That was nine train deaths, one train injection, one train death by fire, one gardening incident, one burn. Yes. Okay, here we go. This actually has some even better train deaths. This actually has some of the best train deaths that didn't get included in the other montage. Let's see if I can find it here.
Bit of a different. I'm gonna be playing with a great group of guys. Colonel.
Oh yeah, this is the
Rocket.
Earth map.
From the other planet, and we're back on Earth, but it's completely infested with aliens, and we need to strip mine Earth at this point. Is what our goal here is. Pretty much just rid the entire Zenith, and Zuri, I think, will be joining us at some point. He hasn't come in initially.
We got 2.1 thousand bacons, 1.7 thousand roboports.
Alright, someone.
I remember this death.
This.
I'm on my way.
Mojo just stole your station, or a station.
Hello.
Alright, so. Oh! God damn it!
You got that? Record. Someone snap that.
Ah!
That was the end of it. Was you recording?
Yes.
Been trained here.
Yeah, everyone saw that. I guess I'll. Yeah, that's. Yeah, there's too many trains. It's that train right there. It's doing it on the bend. He doesn't need to be a thing.
Just get rid of it.
It's the latency. I'm doing good.
Just yard him.
Oh!
Oh, fuck! There you go.
There's a train there.
We got him again.
He's just gardening with an orbital ion cannon. So
Oh, we gotta watch this one again.
No worries.
Watch out! No! Run!
Where are you
I'm
going?
gardening.
Oh shit! Fuck! That's it! What is wrong with you?
I told you.
I'll be back.
What?
Extra protection.
I'm trying to find. There were some really good.
You might have to re-blueprint some stuff.
Oh yes, this is the flamer fight with Mojo. Your video reducing lags and vector is very helpful to me. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Joey.
What are you guys doing?
Screw you, dude! Oh no!
What are you doing? I'm missing it. I see fire.
Stop it! He's trying to kill me! No!
Stop. Oh.
Mojo almost killing me with the Okay, here's some of the good deaths on 015 map, man. This was
Yep.
some of the best.
New track system, new smelter system. Oh god. Okay, we're back. Will's had an oopsie. What are you doing? Back up! Oh shit! Fuck! God damn it!
Oh, it gets me every time.
You Will!
Added an extra lane pretty much all the way across, all the way to the upper T junction.
Yeah.
To help, the trains needed to get sorted at the same time. So the top two tracks are plate trains, science trains, oil trains, basically. And these top two lines dedicated to turning right and going that way, or the circuit switches turn up on the other way. You see there we had two plate trains leading at the same time. They go onto the top two. As soon as they're clear, the two iron ore trains come straight. Now where?
Okay, this is one of the
Straight
best
shot from
train
here,
deaths
just
ever.
Just
hold
floor.
accelerate.
Got it.
Yeah, just floor it. Oh wait, no, we do have to make a turn. Crap!
Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh no! 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 No!
You can't make this stuff up, man. Hey, Steph. Yes, it is birthday stream.
Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh no! 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 No!
This next one is fantastic too. Of course it is.
Not again! Oh man, we're hauling
Oh
now.
no! Oopsie!
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god!
Oh my god, dude.
What happened?
Are we faster than a 2.4 No, we're not. Damn it, we won't catch it.
Oh, this one is great too, dude.
No, we need to be lighter.
Again, this is something you just
Hey!
can't make up.
Hey! You're gonna get it now! Oh, shit! Why is it always me?
Like, come on, what are the chances of that happening?
Why is it?
It's here. Push the button. Yes.
Alright, we ready?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That was like 3 trains, dude.
Not that he doesn't think he has cargo and launches without me. Okay. And let's stick him in there. He's gonna go.
Oh my god. That was one of those were some of the best right there, dude. All right. I only subbed extern for the train deaths. Thank you. Okay, what's this one?
It's multiplayer. That's what it is. In fact, that's.
Oh yes, this one. We gotta watch this one, and then we're gonna end it.
It's multiplayer. That's what it is.
Come on, man, you can't even load a freaking clip?
In fact, that's probably why Mojo and Will even invite me in the first place.
How is this lagging?
Because they know I'm incapable of dodging stuff with latency. I am doing great right now. Like. Alright, good night, guys.
Of course.
Right now. Doing great right now. Like.
Of course it would happen. All right. I think that's going to conclude this train, guys. Oh, man, that was fun. It was awesome looking through all the maps. This train death montages, I got to watch those at least a few times a year. Some of them, it never ceases to make me crack up.
I'll be back.
Yes, I mean, you can't even plan that stuff, dude. And Geeson, with the 1,000 bits, I think I missed that.
I'll be back.
I'm sorry, dude. I was watching Train. Thank you so much, Geeson. With the other 1,000 bits, BT to a new year, and more importantly, more train deaths. Thank you so much, Geeson. I'm sorry I missed that, dude. Eleander Firebird,
back.
thanks for the follow. Blade Kyle, sorry. Thank you for the follow. Dog and Mitchell, thank you for the follow, guys. Tracks are not sidewalks. I know, right?
I'll be back.
The stream is great. Thank you guys for all the awesome birthday wishes and bits and the 50 bomb from Traffic Cone and the subs and follows as well. It's always much appreciated. It's a lot of fun. I will be back on Monday doing some Minecraft, unless something crazy happens that prevents me from getting on, but I should be on for Minecraft with supporters. See track, think train. Yes. And I think that's going to do it. Thanks again, guys. Have a great rest of the day. I hope you have a great weekend. And that's going to do it. It was a lot of fun. I will talk to you later. Take care.